What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. 704 Games put up some gameplay of Nascar 3. I wanted to discuss a couple things with you. Take a look at some images here. First and foremost, to me, the sun glare in this game has kind of been over-exaggerated for the past 2 years, and this year appears to be no exception. So it looks great on the car. You see that sunburst. It looks great on the spoiler. Nice matte finish. Gives kind of that dulled burst. But I want you to understand that the track itself is nearly white. This image here shows the rumble strips, which, by the way, don't have much of an impact on the car when they should. And although they look great with the grass edging, you can see the white to red contrast. As you go up the track, it actually has the track looking exactly like the white part of the rumble strip. And really, sun glare is something fine in the game, but it shouldn't be near blinding where you're driving at actually turns white. Now, the problem this causes is there is no track map in this game. And I'm sure some people will say, well, it's a simulation game. It shouldn't have a map. Well, most drivers actually do draw a map on their car, number one. And number two, a lot of these tracks are only visited by 1 or 2 series. So you may only in your career visit them once, twice, maybe 3 times. The fact that you would have to memorize them to race on them is a bit off-putting, and secondarily, with the glare, there's nothing really to show you where to go here. Now, if you're going to take that hardcore approach of the sun's going to blind you in the game because that's what the sun does, and there's no map to show you where to turn, that's okay, but you have to follow through with that on more common aspects of the game. So, for example, this is one of the very few closed cockpit games I've ever seen that has nothing in the rear window. So there's nothing obstructing my vision where in real life the cage, the window, something would be there. The other part of this is it's common knowledge that stock cars do not have mile per hour gauges. They only have tachometers. So while you're looking at a tachometer that only displays to you really the miles an hour, that's a little bit strange. I don't know why that would even be there, and I know a lot of people have talked about this odd cluster where it's a blue gauge, which doesn't represent anything I'm familiar with as far as cold temperatures maybe in a car, which has only high RPMs of 1,000, which doesn't show any graduation in terms of shifting, and then highlights the miles per hour, which again shouldn't be in the car. So it's very odd that they take certain steps to make the game very difficult visually, yet they don't take those same steps to make the game difficult from a user standpoint and just showing you information on the screen. So I know these are small things, but as you play the game, these are things that really start to impede you, start to maybe impact how much you enjoy or want to play the game. No one wants to be blinded playing a video game. I think that's pretty common knowledge. I don't mind a difficult challenge, but I do mind when you're making the track nearly white to reflect sun glare, but then you are not making the challenge of restricting my vision out of the back of the car and for some reason telling me how fast I'm going when I should really have no idea. And considering for the most part the game controls you on pit lane, there's no real need to have that speedometer there. Love to know what you guys think about this. Appreciate you checking it out. I'll be back in the week with more commentary.